Hello, everyone. I'm Drew Millar, and this is your Tempur Sealy Human Resources Update. With the recent surge in coronavirus cases across the United States, our sales force has been forced to work almost exclusively from home yet again. But while we appreciate the creativity of our sales team, I think it's important at a time like this to remind you that we do have expectations around the behavior of our employees. So I'd like to take the opportunity to educate you on some new human resources policies that we've rolled out during the pandemic. First, the good news. It is important that all employees wear a mask at all times, especially when social distancing is not possible. But to provide our employees with more options for fashionable face coverings, I'm pleased to announce several new Tempur Sealy branded masks. First, we have the Sealy Inner Spring Mask. We also have the new Tempur Foam Mask. We also have the new adapted Tempur Breathe Mask. See what I did there? And also the Tempur Luxe Breathe. I like to call this one the String Maskini. But in all seriousness, folks, this year has been one that has been difficult for many. And we thought long and hard as an HR team about what we could do to say thanks to our field sales team for a job well done. So I'm happy to announce that we're doing something for you that would mean so much to every American, something that every American needs right now more than ever. That's right, toilet paper. Next time you're in the corporate office, or next time you go to a Tempur Sealy plant, I want you to walk into one of the bathrooms, take one of the rolls, and if anybody asks you a question on the way out, you tell them that your Uncle Drew from HR said it was okay. That's just how we roll in HR, and I'm not even going to apologize for it. And live from Lexington, it's the National Sales Conference.
Live from Lexington, it's the National Sales Conference, starring Cliff Buster. Steve.
Thanks, Bobby. Well done. For those of you who have never met Bobby in person, he is very tall. He doesn't show in the video, but he is very, very tall. Just thought that was worth noting. I tend to like tall people more than short people. No offense to short people. In all seriousness, though, if you have not watched the episode that's out there on how I built this, it is well worth a watch. It's all about Bobby and what he did with Tempur-Pedic. It is a really, really great listen, so I encourage folks to go out there and find that. To introduce our next segment, we've got a ball player that I think some of you may have heard of. It's a gentleman by the name of Roger Clemens. Roger, take it away.
Hey guys, how you doing? The Rocket Roger Clemens here, giving everyone at the National Sales Conference a shout out to say hello. I have the pleasure of introducing to you the President of U.S. Sales, Steve Russi. And a little side note, I bet no one really knew that between Steve and myself, we have 7 Cy Young Awards. So there you go. You guys have a great time. Enjoy yourselves and peace out.
All right, well, that was really cool. Thank you, Rocket. Yes, between you and I, we have 7 Cy Young Awards. He has all 7, of course. Anyways, great to be here. You know, as I was listening to Cliff recap 2020, and I've talked to a few of you guys about this, when you think back to mid-March and April when, you know, COVID and the shutdown was really fresh, man, it seems like it's a couple years ago, right? Now, granted, this has been a year that's been long, and there's been...
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to day 2 of NSC. I'm Josh Fenner, and along with some of my friends, we're going to introduce you to some amazing new products for Sealy. Now, before we get to that, I do want to take some time to orient you about some things we've been doing behind the scenes. This is going to help market and position the Sealy brand for success in 2021 and beyond. Now, we all know that Sealy's been on a serious streak out in the retail market right now. You know, as America's #1 mattress brand, it's something that we're very proud of. Ultimately, though, it's due to your hard work. You've had to improvise, adapt, and overcome. You've had COVID pressures, you've had component challenges, you've had capacity challenges, but we humbly thank you for all of your efforts to keep Sealy where it belongs as that #1 mattress brand of America for a long time to come. So again, thank you so much for everything that you do for the Sealy brand. Now, when we think of the Sealy brand, where we are today and where we want to go, okay, I'm going to bring up Lee Nealand, and if you guys know Lee Nealand, he's our brand manager for Sealy Spring. He's a deeply, deeply philosophical guy. So I feel like before we go to Lee, we should have a few more deep thoughts.
And now, deep thoughts.
Sometimes when I'm shopping for a pillow, I hit the salesperson with it to see if they'll play along. But mostly, I just get asked to leave.
Before I go over the highlights of the collections, I do want to thank you one more time for all your efforts on the Sealy brand in 2019 and for making Sealy #1 again. It was a great year.
Join me in giving your Chairman of the Board, Chief Executive Officer, and President a very warm virtual welcome, Scott Thompson. Welcome, Scott.
Welcome, Steve.
Well, I'm doing great. This is our first ever virtual attempt at our Q&A.
We had a lot of firsts this last year.
Yeah, we have. Speaking of that, when you think about 2020 and the company's performance, what did you learn about the company that you did not know before COVID?
Well, you know, in 2015.
All right, there you go.
We ain't gonna take it. We're not gonna take it anymore.
Yeah. Don't worry, Kenzie. I've got that on video. I'll just send it to you. So she's trying to tape record it. So, Jim, you know, I jumped at the opportunity to speak to you today. You know, especially since it's performance review season, and this really provided me with an opportunity to give you your final performance review. Through this process, I wanted to really see what your peers and what your other colleagues across the organization thought of you. So I blasted an email out across the organization and said, what words best describe Jim? And surprised that IT didn't shut down my inbox, but no, seriously, what I got back was not surprising. Some of the words were caring, supportive, knowledgeable, approachable, affable, which I don't even know what that means, but Mike Brady said that, so I assume it's good. Thoughtful, humorous, collaborative, and a real coach. That's just a few of the comments that poured in from across the organization.